radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio. PHLV Radio.
On the Dot is presented by Benjamina Mia Casino. Licensed real estate professional since 2008. License number S01669991 LLC. Heading to Las Vegas? Thinking of buying, selling, or investing in real estate? From city view lofts, high-rises, lakefront villas, mountain view homes, and all types of residential properties Vegas has to offer. Follow Mia to the road of your dreams to home ownership. Call 702-281-9063 or visit www.benjaminamiacasino.com. Mia is also on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. With Mia Casino, you can be sure you get real estate with integrity. It's a lunch hour in Vegas, and we're on the dot with Dot and Mia here on PHLV Radio.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to On the Dot here on PHLV Radio, and this is brought to you in cooperation with the University of the Philippines Alumni Association in Nevada. And I know that we are live on the radio, on Facebook, on YouTube, and Amazon. Isn't that amazing, Mia? Hi, Mia. Oh, I'm Dot.
Hi, I am Benjamina Mia. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to On the Dot.
Welcome, everyone. And it's still very hot here in Vegas. I think we are having another heat wave, no? Yeah.
Heat waves.
Yes. So not only are we up on air, so to speak, but the temperature is also up, very high.
Hi,
Yeah.
up.
Okay. Up. Okay, Mia, take it away. What's happening today?
So it's our first series for August for our Nowhere to Go But Up.
Mm-hmm. Up.
For UP, Nowhere to Go But Up series, which is entitled High Up, Soar Up in UNLV, and you'll find out later. And I posted when was that? Was that Sunday? And I posted a song by Coldplay called Up and Up, which is a very positive song, which goes, it's talking about life, going through life in a positive way, life visions and heartaches, and fixing your life and going through life in a positive attitude, which is what we're going, what we would like to portray in this program. So
Yes, I like that, Mia. Something.
so we would like to dissect that song. So have you heard the song that Up and Up by Coldplay?
Yeah.
It's very, very positive. So maybe we'll talk about that with our guest later on. But the song goes like this. It's fixing up a car to drive in it again, searching for the water, hoping for the rain. Up and up and up and up. Down upon the canvas, working meal to meal, waiting for a chance to pick your orange field. Up and up and up and up.
Very parang poetry,
Oh.
Yeah.
See a pearl form, a diamond in the rough. See a bird soaring high above the flood. It is in your blood. It's in your blood. Underneath the storm, an umbrella is saying, sitting with poison takes away the pain. Up and up and up, it's saying. We're gonna get it together, I know. We're gonna get it together and flower. Whoa, we're gonna get it together, I know. I'm gonna get it together. Up and up and up. Lying in the gutter, skimming for the moon, trying to empty out the ocean with a spoon. Up and up and up. How come people suffer? How come people part? How come people struggle? How come people break your heart? Break your heart. Oh, yes, yes, I want to grow. Yes, I want to feel. Yes, I want to know. Show me how to heal it up. Heal it up. See the forest there in every seed. Angels in the marble waiting to be free. Deep. Just need love. Just need love. When the going is rough, saying, and you can say what is or fight for it. Close your mind or take a risk. You can say it's mine or clench your fist or see each sunrise as the gift. Fixing up your car to drive in it again. When you're in pain, when you think you've had enough, don't ever give up. How can you say that? Oh,
I was muted. I was muted. That's, yes, it is very poetic. When a poem is turned into a song, it triggers the literary part of me, and I love it.
And the beat is so upbeat, but it's very deep. The lyric is very deep.
You know, I said earlier when you asked me if I've heard it, I think I just heard a part of it, but not the whole song, really. So no, I'd say no. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
really like the song. It's really, really very deep.
Okay.
So Deepa's our guest. Our guest is an associate professor, our member highlight actually, and UP graduate from the School Life Sciences and affiliate faculty of the Nevada Institute of Personalized Medicine from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, Miss Nora Blanca Caberoy. Welcome.
Welcome, Miss Nora.
Thanks for inviting me. It's nice to be here.
It's nice that you're here, and thank you for showing up, showing up in excellence as a UP alumna in UNLV. So yes, we're very proud of you, and you bring pride to the university and the Philippines, not just the university. Thank you for being here. So have you heard of this song?
To be honest, I don't think so. This is the first time actually.
Maybe Mia, kantahin mo nga. Can you sing that for us? A portion of that? Kasi Mia is a singer eh.
Later, we play natin with Greg. Okay.
Sige, let's dissect the song and see how we relate to that. Especially Nora. How do we call you, Miss Nora?
Nora.
Nora,
Yes,
okay.
Nora.
Sige. Mia, go. What's the first stanza? Let's dissect it.
Yes. Fixing up the car to drive in it again and again. Searching the water, hoping for rain. Up and up and up and up, down upon the canvas. Working meal to meal. Waiting for a chance to pick your orange field. Up and up, up again.
Have you had that? Wait, nawala your sound. We lost you.
Me or?
Yeah, there
Me
you
or
go.
me?
Mia for a while. So have you ever experienced that? Working from meal to meal. Have you ever experienced that, Nora?
Oh, I mean, absolutely. I mean, even in my current situation, you know, when you have to think about being a professor, actually, it's not just it's really almost a day-to-day kind of thing that you have to work and you have to persist in a way because the field is very competitive. But I have to say, going back, for example, it's like, working in a farm almost every day during vacation time, because then you have to think about, that's your way to go. That's the only, you have to earn a living in order to be able to go to school. So it's kind of, in a sense, kind of a cycle that you have to do it. But as you said, it's like at a certain point, you're looking for that break.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that somehow it kind of gives you a way, or poetically, you would see a rainbow that could actually pave the way for whatever you want. So yeah, and it doesn't stop there, because you know, from, let us say, from a young age, and then you get to work, you still have to work hard. It's not that you just have to relax and then, you know, you achieve something, you stop from there. For me, that's kind of, in a way, the similarity, in a sense, because regardless of where you are, it's the same cycle. You still have to work hard, working from meal to meal, in a sense. It's just a different setting.
Yes, I can see your background there. And the first stanza of the song is about the field. So I can see your field behind you. And you were saying earlier that that's from your home place, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Is that a rainbow behind you?
Yes. So it was one afternoon, actually. I think a couple of years ago, when I went home, and it was my mother's birthday, so we were celebrating. It kind of drizzled a little bit one afternoon, and then suddenly, you know, like, you have these 3 rainbows. So it's really pretty. So right, it's really right on the front of our house.
Oh my God, I have goosebumps when you're saying 3 rainbows, and then we're talking about
Yes.
working in a field, and whatever field is that. Did you used to work in a field when you were young,
Yes.
in a farm?
Yeah,
This
I
is
used
in
to work in a
Barotac.
farm. Yes, in Barotac Viejo. You know, I mean, so my parents. So I grew up on a farm. My parents. My father was a farmer. He's a tenant laborer. We don't really own any land. So so kind of every day my father would go and work, and for us, over the weekend, we would help out in, you know, planting rice or pulling out the weeds, things like that. So we get paid for that, so that me and my sisters would have some sort of allowance the following week when we had to go to school. So I'm very familiar of what is, you know, like, life in the farm.
Oh my God, Mia, you picked the perfect song, right?
I know, and also that rainbow reminds me of one of my favorite songs, Rainbow. There's a rainbow always after the rain.
Yes, yeah. And how fitting that is. So
know.
that's, yeah, the first stanza is talking about that, right? It says here, in your analysis here. You want to read that? Like, when you're after something in life?
Yeah, but your dreams breaks you down more than it could ever lift you up. You feel shattered. Never fix yourself and going back up once again.
Mm-hmm.
You are content with making a living, but then you also have to work hard and strive hard and just not rely on God. You have to work. You know, you have to work hard.
Yeah, you're also working. You don't just sit. You know our classic story of Juan Tamad?
Yes.
Yeah.
Juan Tamad, who would would sit under the guava tree and wait for the guava to ripen, and with his mouth open, he would just wait for the guava to ripen and fall on him. So it's there's a misunderstanding of the Zen kind of life, where you do nothing and you just wait, and you just let life flow through you and in front of you and within you. But people mistake that for, you know, they use that philosophy for laziness.
Yes.
And that's not what Zen is all about. You know, it's you still do something, you still work, you still chop wood, carry water. Oh yeah, and that's the same as Nora is saying. You still work to, like you and your sisters, you had to work the field, right? So
Yes.
then, how long did you stay in the farm? And what was your journey from working in the farm to university life? Well, that sounds long.
I don't think so. I mean, going back, I don't think that it's really long. So essentially, we've always lived on the farm, and then I was in grade school. I went to high school at the same town, Barotac Viejo National High School, and when I was in my fourth year of high school, actually there was a recruitment team that went to our school for the University of the Philippines and for the specific scholarship that I tried to apply for. So that was around, when I was about 15, 16. And I have to be honest, at the time, I don't know about University of the Philippines. That was the first time that I have heard about it because nobody in my school actually qualified for the University of the Philippines. So it was like, for me, it was something new. But for me, it was also a game changer in a way because come to think about it, I could go there for free. I could get a scholarship, and at that time it was hard. I don't even know which university I was gonna go for. My classmates, they kind of identified really good universities in Iloilo City, but I wasn't sure because financially we just couldn't afford it. I have other sisters who are in school at the time. They were kind of ahead of me. So for me, the probability of getting into college is a little bit lower. I mean, it's not completely zero. Because I was graduating as valedictorian, so pretty sure I know that I could get some other local scholarships. However, when that recruitment team came, it kind of opened my eyes, and it's something that I know if I could get a scholarship, then I could go for free. My parents wouldn't have to worry about my education for 4 years. So I went for that. And at the same time, I actually applied for scholarship from the DOST, Department of Science and Technology. And then around April, I got a telegram from University of the Philippines at Los Baños that I passed the UPCAT, and I was ready for, going for the scholarship. So I was happy about that. I mean, coming from somebody who hardly knows how to navigate Iloilo City, which is funny. I went to the University of the Philippines at Los Baños on my own. So my parents just, helped me get into the boat, and then afterwards it was on my own from Iloilo City all the way to UP Los Baños. So yeah, for me, it's an adventure in a sense, just the particular travels.
It's like what the song says, you like a diamond in the rough, from the farm, not knowing anything, and then you go into the field where everything is totally new. Is that how you felt, to Mia? You're from LB, right? UPLB?
Yes. Yeah. I started at UPLB and then went to Diliman after.
Went to Diliman, yeah. And those were the days of the telegram and the boat, the ship.
No,
the boat.
No, not really the boat for me.
Yeah.
PLTV for me.
What's that? You took the bus. But for Nora,
yeah, I know BLTB. Yes, from it's either Pasay or Loton. Yes.
Okay.
Very familiar with that.
Yeah, and just like you, Nora, I was not aware of what is UP. I was very ignorant of what's going on outside my home. And I didn't even know where where did you take your exam? Did you take it from UP Visayas?
Yeah, I took it from UP Visayas, the Iloilo campus.
Yes, I didn't know where that was. I walked from like 3 blocks. I said, I know that there's its gate looks like this, and when I see that gate, I know that that's the university. But oh my God, I didn't have any help. So yeah, so we just kept going, right? You just keep going and going, which is what the song is saying.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's nowhere to go but but just continue. There's nowhere to go but up.
and UPLB is way up there, right? In the north of
it is.
yeah, so where else? This is funny because the song, and I'm looking at the song that like, it says, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get it together. And we did get, we passed the college admission test, or the UPCAT, right?
Yes.
Masters.
Then what was your course in UPLB?
Bachelor of Science in Biology. And later on, I majored in microbiology.
What made you choose microbiology?
Well, it's, for me at the time, it was interesting. It was kind of a new field. It was kind of a new specialization from the classic, like what really biology is.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of ventured into that. But I have to be honest that over time, kind of my direction kind of changed a little bit. But the knowledge, the informations, the experiences that I actually got from that they're still carried over from, for what am I doing currently. So it's just, I consider it's just a phase in a sense. But you kind of, whatever experience you have, whatever specialty you have, you carry it with you through in your next phases of, like career or specialization. But with biology itself, well, I grew up in a farm, so
yes.
Practically my I consider it now that my laboratory is my backyard. It's like I have all the plants, the trees, the water. So anything, any living thing that you would find is essentially there. But
wow.
Yeah, I really got interested in science, I have to say, when I was in high school. So in a sense, I was groomed for investigatory projects. So it's kind of a contest, it's not just local, so it goes, national, depending on how far you could go. So my mentor at the time, Miss Grace Amojedo, actually, so she kind of tapped me as the person to go for that particular contest. So I was introduced into how to design experiments, how to perform experiments, things like that. And for me, it is very exciting, that scientific method. So it kind of carried me through all the way when I went to college, decided, hey, I'm going to go for Bachelor of Science in Biology, and then see where it could bring me afterwards. And yeah, and I remember my first investigatory project. I don't know if, so it's really trying to extract insecticide from pasyawan.
What is that?
So it's a kind of plant that it's a vine that's really, really bitter.
Mm-hmm.
And you extract, like the juice from that. So we sprayed it on ants, the fire ants.
Was that in Barotac?
Yeah, it was in Barotac. So interestingly, before, our school would join such contests, but there was no expectation because we don't win. But during my time, surprisingly, I actually won. So it kind of started, hey, we could do it. So I was doing it for like 3 years, and we always place up to like provincial level, regional level. So that really kind of sparked my interest in going for science, doing scientific investigations, which has actually kind of carried me through all the way to what I'm doing right now.
UNLV, you have a laboratory, right?
Yeah, I have my own research laboratory. proud of that.
What are you researching? Wait. I have so many questions. Mia, do you have a lot of questions or what?
No. I'm just amazed that, what I could see with Nora is the love and the passion of what she's doing. That's why she's succeeding. So you could see the love of science, the love of investigation, the love of research. That's why she's succeeding. It's really what it is to be able to enjoy and succeed in what you do in life. You could see, by the way she looks up, she enjoys what she's doing.
I know. I was observing that too. Like she's just beaming all over the place.
She's excited of what she does, and that's really how it is.
It is
excited.
Because I was going to ask you, Nora, what skills you said earlier that you have skills within you that you're carrying with you, or strengths that you're carrying with you up to now. So I can see curiosity, passion. What else do you have within you that your character, your values that you're carrying with you up to now?
I think one thing is really the strong determination, because without that, in whatever field you are or whatever phase in life you are, there would always be setbacks, there would always be failures. But relating to the song, as the song says, you get up and then pick yourself up. And for me, all those setbacks, the struggles I have to go through actually really made me who I am today, because it only makes you stronger in a sense. You learn from the failures and then you pick yourself up. You do something better from the last thing that you actually did. And, without that determination to do it, and also patience to do it. Science is a very high intensity field. There are a lot of failures. And if you're not patient enough, it's pretty easy to give up. 95% of the time your experiments do not work. It's only probably the 1 to 5% that would end up in publications. So without that patience, without the love for what you are doing, you would give up pretty easily and go to some other field. So if it's not for you, then that's not the way to do it.
It's I'm picking up something very very valuable in what you said, that what did you say, 95% could the probability that it's wrong. So is that what you said, right?
It's not really that it's wrong. It's just that it isn't working out.
It isn't working. I love it.
There are a lot of things that could contribute to that. Maybe one, you're probably not on the right track, the way you're thinking about it. Second, probably the method that you're using is not appropriate or is not the best. Or it could be that there are some angles that you just haven't thought through.
Yes.
So things like that. It doesn't mean that it's incorrect.
It's wrong.
It's just
Correct.
it's just not working for some reason. So then you have to be patient on looking at certain directions, or maybe I'm looking at the wrong way. And you have to be patient. You have to be determined. You have to be resilient, open, and yes, you have to learn to reach out and accept, for example, suggestions and some
trial and error,
criticisms from other people, things like that. So
I love that. These are very valuable life lessons because, like you said, there are so many different angles and variables that may not be available at the time, or we're not aware of them at the time. I'm just looking at, not just the science of biology, but the science of life, or the art of living, like, science and art, they go together, right? So the art of living, we don't necessarily say, oh, that's wrong. We can just say, I really learned this from my coaching. Oh, it's not working right now. Only right now. Maybe it will work 5 minutes from now, right? Yeah, maybe the temperature will be perfect. And I love that.
Or somehow we're so, the same thing, for example, that our imagination could only reach something that we know because we're limited with, what we could think about because, based on the knowledge that we have. But over time, I mean, like the information, regardless of wherever you are, kind of open up. Even the world has opened up. So it's like, then our imagination kind of reach further and further. So it's the same thing. Could it be science? Could it be art? Could it be essentially life?
Oh my gosh.
It's practically the same thing.
Everything.
You're just, everything. Your imagination could reach how far you could imagine based on what somehow what you know or what you have observed.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Would you hold that thought for a minute? Because that's our next direction while we take a short break with our sponsor. And we'll be talking about imagination right after this. So don't go away, friends. We'll be right back.
Heading to Las Vegas? Thinking of buying, selling, or investing in real estate? From city view lofts, high rises, lakefront villas, mountain view homes, and all types of residential properties Vegas has to offer. Follow Mia to the road of your dreams to home ownership. Call 702-281-9063 or visit www.benjaminamiacasino.com. Mia is also on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. With Mia Casino, you can be sure you get real estate with integrity.
I was told to smile because I'm back. You're on the dot. You are listening to Nowhere to Go But Up, Up, and then Soar Up. What's the next one, Mia? Soar Up, Rise Up in UNLV. And our guest is Professor Nora Blanca Caberoy of the UNLV. And earlier she talked about using the imagination. And one of the stanzas in the song that Mia is sharing with us from Coldplay, it says here, see the forest there in every seed. That's imagination. How do you see the forest in every seed? That speaks of faith and imagination. The other one is angels in the marble waiting to be freed. And we're talking about the marble of, is it Michelangelo who sculpted an angel, not an angel, but a Renaissance artist sculpted David, I think, from a marble. So how do you see something that's hidden in this block of stone, So it's the creative juices, the creative imagination that Nora is talking about. Am I correct? Yeah?
Yes.
All right. Yes. So there's a process here that I learned in coaching. Let's say, for example, you going to UPLB and your mama doesn't know where it is or how it looks like, or none of you. I didn't even know how UPLB looked like before, until I went there when I was in my 30s. So two directions here. You could have, or let's take ourselves, we could be imagining the worst, like when I wanted to go to UP Diliman, my mother said, oh bless my mother, she's okay somewhere there. She said, what if, and this is the down direction, what if you get robbed? What if you get raped? What if you lose your way? What if you didn't know how to do your laundry? What if you didn't know what if down? Okay, so that's the process is called what if up. Okay, what if up? So it's the positive imagination. So what if up is what if this experiment will turn out perfect? What if I venture into this investment and I earn a lot of money. What if I went to UPLB and I meet the professor of my dreams, you know? So have you ever experienced that? The down and the up?
I mean, yes.
Yeah?
It's always part of life, right? There's always an downside and upside.
An imagination, yeah,
Yeah.
using going downward, yes.
Yeah, I have to be honest. When I decided to go for UPLB at the time, my parents are actually quite resistant because they'll have concerns. One, I could hardly navigate Iloilo City. What's gonna happen when it's gonna be in Manila and then UPLB? So something like that. What? And the other thing is, what if you don't survive? You know, passing the UP college admission test is one thing. Surviving at UP is another thing. So something like that. So, and what if you fail? So things like that. But for me, I'm a very positive person. It's like I always, I know that there are downsides. I know that there could be some negatives, but it's a good thing because then I have to be prepared for that. It is always on my mind. I have to make sure that you know that I don't go the wrong way or something like that. So yeah, but then for me it's like there's no place for me to fail because at that time I kind of carried all the dreams, the aspirations, everything for my family.
Oh my gosh.
I'm the first person to finish college.
In your family?
In my family. And I'm the youngest of the 6 in the family. So you could just imagine that if there are opportunities, my siblings could already have that. So I'm being the youngest, actually, there's kind of, okay, for them it's not doable. And here's me trying to prove that I could do it. That in a way that I could change, not the world, but I could change the family perception. I could change somehow the status of our family. So it's a huge thing that, you know, that I carry on my shoulders. And in fact, looking back now, I have this friend that we belong to the same organization in college, and then we kind of reconnected here in the US. And he told me honestly, hey Nors, do you remember in college, you're so completely different. You look like you carry the world on your shoulders. And so I told him, and you know, honestly, it's really, literally, I was carrying the world because I was carrying that for my family. Because if I fail, you know, my parents would say that there's no way for us to change our lifestyle, to change our direction, because there was me who was so determined compared to my other siblings, and yet I failed. So in a sense, I have to prove that I can do it. I'm going to succeed, and I did.
You did. Oh my God. Well, you know, I'm just so happy with the courses this show is taking us. You know, Mia, what's on your mind right now?
You know, with me, it's the total opposite. I was brought up very sheltered, but when I entered UPLB, it was the total opposite. I was so scared because I was left alone. But then it taught me to be independent, and it showed me the world that was totally different from what I was brought up. And it showed me to be more street smart. And that made me whole. So it actually made me better. And it made me, I guess, more whole, as I would say. So it made me more complete being UPLB. So yeah, it's totally different perspective of UPLB from both sides, which is really very good.
Yeah, you're like one person was carrying the world on her shoulders when she entered
Yes.
university or college, and the other person here was just figuring out life on her own, like independently. Well, you're carrying your family with you, Nora. I understand how very important that is for many of us here in the US, and for I heard that I heard how wonderfully the US celebrates graduates, especially if you're the first to graduate in your family, even as a high school student, a high school graduate, because the statistics show a dismal number of dropouts. So for you to be carrying that weight of success for the entire clan, not because you said you're showing the way. You said that your success will pave the way for your siblings and your family. So how are they now? Did you succeed in that area? Are they happier? Are they progressive now?
I think so. Because I was able to make it now. I have nephews and nieces that are actually quite successful. I have four of them actually went to UP, which is, before it looks like an impossibility. And now they're actually working and having some really good positions, either in private institutions or the government. So it's, I think because they have seen that I could do it, and then these nephews and nieces started thinking, oh, we could also do it because Tita was able to do it. So it definitely changed the way of life in a sense, for the better.
Right.
Yeah, it's like you were able to break that cycle of poverty. Otherwise, it's, maybe without me, it's just gonna be the same because there is no role model that they could look up to.
You never really know, no? You don't know. You do have an inkling of what impact you may have on life, your family, your community, but you don't really know for certain how you yourself will fare out there in the world. But you being a woman, all right? And I don't see you as carrying the world on your shoulders right now. I see you as really glowing and light, and so maybe that burden has been lifted from you.
Yes, and I guess I'm definitely happier. So I think that the stage wherein I have to carry everything is past. So now I'm living for myself. So that's, it's a decision that you have to do. How far you would carry your family burden for you. At some point you have to make a decision that you also have to do it for yourself, not just for everybody. Otherwise, you would lose yourself, or at some point, you would be resentful that you haven't done things that you wanted to do. So for me, it's like, a little bit of selfishness or loving yourself is very, very important. Otherwise, you won't be able to give that love to everybody.
So true, because you are living your own life. I mean, no one else will live your own life for you. You will do your own sleeping, you will do your own eating. Nobody else can do that for you. Resting, taking care of your body, sleeping, taking a bath, eating the right food, thinking is yours. Nobody does the thinking for us. So you are paving the way for your family and for many women as well. I mean, how many people have you brought from the Philippines to UNLV just because of the line of your work? Can you tell us a little bit about
so
that?
So far I have 5 graduate students, all PhD students directly coming from the Philippines that I have recruited. So 3 of them are on my laboratory. In fact, 2 of them have graduated already with distinctions, which I'm very, very proud of. So another person is coming probably next year. It's just a little bit difficult because of pandemic. And I have trained 2 postdoctoral fellows that are Filipinos as well. So all in all, so far, I have, kind of paved the way for 7 people that are, like from the Philippines. And for me, it's my way of giving back because I know directly or indirectly how many people have helped me out. And for me, education is the thing that I know. It's something that I know the path. So it makes sense for me to actually help people out through that particular direction. So that's what I'm saying. I'm proud to train the next generation of scientists or educators because regardless of whether they're going back to the Philippines or not, you change their life in a way by just giving them that advanced education.
That's so awesome. Do you know that you've been answering the questions that I was just thinking? I'm thinking of them and you're already talking about them. You're answering the questions. So yeah, about education. Some of us take the shortcut and we just say, let me just go to work and earn money because the aim of education anyway is money, right? But that's that's just one view. The other view is the aim of education is to educate the mind as well. For life, not just for earning money, right? It's for navigating life, learning about people, learning about struggles, like the song says. How do you fix your car? How do you get up from here? What are your skills in picking yourself up? Mia, did you ever think of that? Did you ever think of stopping, giving up on school? And then go directly to work, because many of our young people are on that path right now. I think this pandemic has hit our young people a lot, because I know for sure that my son would rather have an in-person interaction in college and not through this screen, because for him it's the human interaction, the face-to-face, the eye-to-eye, the in-person energy. But he didn't want to do that during the pandemic, didn't want the online thing. And I know 2 people who are also like that. They don't want this. They want the in-person. What about you, Mia? What's your context? What's your take on this?
I've always told my children, as long as it doesn't matter what subject, what course they take, as long as they finish college. It's very important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
a degree. Yes, a degree is very valuable right now. No, we seem to take it for granted. Now I do. I take it for granted once in a while. The degree that I have, the college degree that I have, I will think, it's just a piece of paper. The numbers there. But in the long run, a person with a college degree versus a person without a college degree or university degree, having the same skills, having the same mindset, having the same looks, the same financial opportunities, but the only difference would be the degree. Most likely to succeed would be one with a degree. And that's just my view. I don't know if there's science to that, Professor Nora. What do you think?
Actually, I don't want to discount the fact that there are really people who are so smart and they could succeed without a university education or a formal education for that matter. But then formal education is there, especially for people like us or like me who is not on maybe the genius level, not like Mark Zuckerberg and the other ones and Steve Jobs. And Somehow, yeah, it's true that it really, it makes a difference, because somehow there's someone showing you the way on how to do things. And over the course of time, you also learn about yourself, your strength, your weaknesses, and you kind of apply that in, you know, the opportunities that you have later on. If you stop and just you know, go for something without a college degree, if you are neck to neck with somebody with a degree, I definitely would prefer someone with that diploma rather than someone who don't have it. But having said that, I think it's very important that you know, people, especially the younger generation, need to understand what they are good at. If it's not something that they could get in college, that's completely fine to go for a certain technical course if they're good at that. But having that, you know, like formal learning is also very important, because it really cuts back on the kind of trials and errors that you have to do all throughout your life.
That's a key word. It cuts back.
Yeah, gives you a certain confidence also to face life if you have that education and experience also.
Yes. And the difference as well between here in the US, our context here, and the Philippines, degree is very expensive here. College, formal education is very expensive here. So I would understand if people don't pursue that path because of financial setbacks. But for us in the Philippines as well, your story of the scholarship, your story of people helping you. I didn't have a scholarship. I didn't know what a scholarship was. Did you have a scholarship, Mia?
No, but my daughter has a scholarship here.
There you go.
So there are
right here, no?
Yes.
Right here. There are so many scholarships. We have a thick book on scholarships here and grants and foundations that give educational opportunities. So yeah, so having said that, Nora, that maybe the formal education is not for everyone, but in particular for us here right now, you being a professor right now in UNLV, what made you choose UNLV of all the places in the world? Why Las Vegas? So that you could meet us?
So actually, kind of, I will give you my little bit of history when I came here. So I got my PhD from Washington State University, and then I moved to Syracuse University for just a 1-year postdoc. And then I moved to University of Miami for 5 years as a postdoc as well. And then, you know, while I was a postdoc, I started applying for faculty positions. So I got 4 positions. I got accepted at Boston. I got counter-offered as University of Miami Bascom Palmer Institute, University of Chicago, and UNLV. So I didn't choose UNLV. And actually, it really was more of a convenience as well. One, I'm so fed up with really cold places, so I stayed away from there. I like warm places. I have been 5 years in Miami. It's so humid and all, and I'm the kind of person that at some point I really just want to go somewhere else. So of course Las Vegas is metropolitan, and you know, there's so much life in Las Vegas. There's so many things that you could do culturally that it doesn't have to. It's not New York, but that it's always close to New York. That if you want to have some sort of culture, entertainment, you could have it pretty easily. So for me, that's also one of the considerations. And And then plus the fact that they really gave me a good offer, so I feel like I could thrive over here. And sometimes it's also strategic decision when it comes to career. In some other places, I was pretty competitive. I know I was good, but there are so many big fishes in the sea. I'm a little fish. And then here, at least when I came in, I was a slightly bigger fish in a small pond. So it's like the kind of pressure that I have to go through when I'm going to be on a place that, you know, that is so huge that I'm practically nothing. I feel like I could make a better contribution in a slightly smaller place on that context than, you know, than on another place. So for me, it's also both, you know, the kind of environment that I would want, plus strategic career decision that I have to make. And yeah, so I was able to thrive here with being happy because I was able to do things that I want to do.
Yeah. Especially when you said plenty of fish. You know, that's a dating site. Plenty of fish. Yeah, I know a lot of people who, not a lot, I know 3 or 4 people who went to Plenty of Fish and found the love of their lives. How's your love, Nora? Do you want to talk about that for the next 1 minute?
Okay,
You don't have to if you don't want to.
I'm single. I'm not dating currently, but I did have a boyfriend. Just didn't work out. So that's life. I mean, it's, you know, sometimes it doesn't mean that my door is closed. In fact, I was telling people, hey, my door is open, including my windows.
As they say, there's plenty of fish in the ocean.
There's plenty of fish in the desert.
Yeah. It's something to do whether you actually click in the long run. So yeah.
Plenty of fish in Lake Mead.
What's that, Mia?
Plenty of fish in Lake Mead.
Lake Mead. Oh, that is so funny. So, what's your most important project right now?
So I have 2 very important projects. One is my study on retinal degeneration, blindness, and the other one actually is we're trying to develop therapies for Alzheimer's disease. So the first one is just really trying to understand, you know, why people develop blindness, what are the contributing factors. But in the long run, of course, our hope is by trying to understand those factors, we will be able to develop some, you know, like therapy or cure or, you know, like stop the development of blindness.
Yes.
So, yeah, preventive measures. With Alzheimer's disease, I was able to engineer a certain protein that could actually both grab the harmful products, amyloid beta as well as tau in Alzheimer's brain, and of course shuttle it to a certain biological pathway that does not produce inflammation. Because at the end of the day, in Alzheimer's disease, what really kills people is that, you know, like inflammation that eventually kills your nerve cells. So we don't want to do that. And yeah, so by genetic engineering, we were able to, you know, to produce that particular protein, and we already have tested that in animals. Of course, it's gonna be, I have to say, it's gonna be probably a long way to go before application to humans. But at least, you know, we're part of that race going for the cure, especially now that there really is no cure for Alzheimer's disease. And,
True that. Yeah.
We're hoping that eventually we're gonna end up there. Who knows?
Wow. Yeah. So for the record, should Professor Nora discover the cure for Alzheimer's, we're part of her. We're part of the interview here on the dot. You heard it. If this is the first time you heard it first, well then you heard it first in on the dot. If this is the first time you heard it. but we're so rooting for your success, because your success brings success to mankind. Alzheimer's and retinal degeneration, is that the word? I'm not even sure what the word is, but so we are so rooting for you to go up, up, up in your discovery of such things, and also for your team. Right? For your team.
Yes.
Yeah, wonderful. It's such an honor to be listening to this. So what would your message be, Miss Nora, for our viewers, our audience? As we said in the beginning of the show, you can be heard on YouTube, Amazon. This can be found on Google Play, so we're everywhere. What's your message for people who are striving and struggling from down there to go up there?
Well, I think at the end of the day, even if you have to go through difficulties in life, it's part of life. You just have to bounce back, find a way in order to bounce back. And I think a positive attitude is very, very important. And regarding how to succeed, I always tell people that there really is no substitute for hard work. It's how it made me. You have to find or create that balance, but regardless, if you really want to achieve what you want, hard work is necessary. Things are not gonna fall into your lap by just sitting there without doing anything. But if you really work hard for that, then there's no question that you won't succeed.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that. That is so awesome. And for me, I've been running away from the word hard, hard work. There are some things that are hard, that are nice, but in terms of working, I've been changing that to work with determination, determined work, passionate work. What else? Because some people, they shy away from the hardness of work.
Yeah.
So I said, you can change that.
Yeah,
You don't like hard and difficult. You can choose.
Substitute something.
Happy work. Determined work, passionate work, or work with integrity and endurance and all that. So, so that is so precious what you said, and I thank you so much for being our guest today.
Thank you for inviting me.
I am sure we picked
It's my pleasure to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nora. Thank you, Doc Nora.
Doc Nora. Okay, Mia, what are your words, Mia?
So we leave you with struggles are required in order to survive in life, because in order to stand up, you gotta know what it is to fall down.
Oh, yeah, perfect. And it's okay to make mistakes while growing up.
Yeah.
Yes. Here's to may your struggles be short and productive for you, everyone. Thank you very much for sharing your time with us here on the dot at PHLV Radio. See you again next week.
On the dot.
This is Dot saying goodbye. Thank you, Doc Nora. Thank you, Mia.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
All righty. Bye.
Thinking of buying, selling, or investing in real estate? From City View Lofts, high rises, lakefront villas, mountain view homes, and all types of residential properties Vegas has to offer. Follow Mia to the road of your dreams to home ownership. Call 702-281-9063 or visit www.benjaminamiacasino.com. Mia is also on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. With Mia Casino, you can be sure you get real estate with integrity. It's lunch hour in Vegas, and we're on the dot with Dot and Mia here on PHLV Radio. On the Dot is presented by Benjamina Mia Casino, licensed real estate professional since 2008. License number S01669991 LLC.
Yay!
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.